So we have Goldman Sachs, one of the top banks, investment banks in the world, not only in the US, but in the world. It's now doubling down on its bet against AMC. So they're adding to their short position. At least it gives the impression that they're adding to their short position, which, by the way, may not be the total truth, because if you watch a video that Jeff Forbes just put out about his theory on what is being hidden against these short positions from Goldman Sachs, it will maybe make a little bit more sense on, hey, this is just a way for them to hide something. So I would encourage you to actually watch that video. Now, how should you take this new information about Goldman Sachs, shorting more or adding more position, more money to its bet against AMC? Does that mean it's going to be the end? No, not at all, folks. Why? Because first of all, if you look at where AMC closed today, on Friday, which was yesterday, actually it closed on the green. And for the last, 5 consecutive days, AMC closed 1.3% in the green, and at the point it reached 44, which, the last time we reached 44 was couple of, November 8th. So the beginning of the month. All right. So just to say that there is something happening with the shift in the pattern of the trading price here, the price action, the price movement of AMC stock that should actually, get your attention on what to expect next. But I'm going to dwell in that and go into details around that in a standalone separate video. So going back to this Goldman Sachs thing, looking at where they are starting now, so as of November 10, they disclosed that they are sitting on 320,000 shorted shares. And this is actually an addition, a change and increase of 130%. Putting the whole position size to $28 million. Well, you have other people, other companies, other institutions that also added to the short position here at the beginning of the month. You have Clear Harbor Asset Management. You do have app trading. So it's not only Goldman Sachs. And here you have, these other company, Peak 6 Investments, and you also have HBK Investments. So Goldman Sachs is not the only one doubling down. The other companies are doubling down even more when you look at the increase, all right, especially here with this HBK investment doubling down to 2,000%. But hey, look at the position side, only 4,000. 4,000 is not even the gain I have currently on my AMC position so far. So just to say that numbers can tell you a story, but when you look at the bigger picture, which when you actually zoom out here, all right, what's happening here? No thanks. When you zoom out, here we are on the institutional buying and selling by quarter. It's interesting to only look at the quarter. Why? Because Q1, mainly the buyers here were the retailers, all right? So that's why you don't have a crazy amount. But we jumped to Q2, and this is really when we started seeing all of the suits, the Wall Street with the big boys pocket, coming here and adding on top and above the retailers, the apes, all right? So we had $1.19 billion, which is a record since the last 4 years in AMC. And I believe this will be a record since, ever before the company started existing and operating in business. So, but we then have close to 50% sale, 50% closed sales into the second quarter. Now, getting into the third quarter, things are getting more even interesting. Why? Because we have 785 million so far, but because keep in mind, this will keep changing, hopefully keep increasing, but this will keep changing because Q3 just started. But we are still a little bit early into Q3. So my point here is, guys, well, if Goldman Sachs, even because they hire smart people and they are a small bank and they're part of the billionaire club, well, as I showed you, other companies, other suits are also shorting and adding to their short position. But what about all of these other institutions that are adding so much more to their position in the brighter side of things? So if Goldman Sachs is kind of bearish on where AMC is supposed to go, I'm sorry, but to me that is not enough. Even if it's Goldman Sachs, it's not enough because I have so many other companies, not only in the US but worldwide. I'm talking about Swiss National Bank. For God's sake, this is a government bank keeping and managing the money for the ultra rich people. You won't even ever hear about them, but they do have that big money. I'm talking about the first, second, top three banks of France, Germany, Denmark, etc., who are adding to their position here. So just to say that, guys, it doesn't matter if Goldman Sachs is adding, it just means they're adding to their short position. If I just look at the numbers here, so far we have less than 90%, more than 90%, meaning less than 10% of sales into this quarter. So if all these guys, including the smartest fund in the world, Renaissance Technology, Mr. Jim Simmons, are adding, are all these guys crazy? Why are these guys not selling? It's because they are seeing and expecting an increase into the share price, a significant upside. All right. So just to say that it doesn't change anything to, what this is supposed to do. So for that, it's a no news for me per se.